Okay, our captains this week, being senior day, you guys going out for the last time. There will also be 4 seniors. We'll start off with Jordan Dowry, and we've got Jordan Dowry on offense along with Marcel Williams. On defense, we've got Ryan B along with Chase Hancock. So we have 4 guys that have played a lot of football for us. And we got a total of 18 seniors that walk out on Saturday. They've got did a great job out over here. So I know we're looking forward to playing, and I know they are too. So we're excited about the game. Just quickly, really proud of our players. I thought that was maybe one of the needed, probably the most impactful thing that I've ever been a part of is when those ex-players came back and joined us prior to that last game and walked out on that field, of course led by Red Dawson. That was just a neat moment that really proud of the way our players responded. And now it's time to move on to senior day and find a way to play a great game for these guys and send them out the right way.
Because you talked to some guys about playing 2 emotional games back to back, but it's a different kind of emotion this week as the younger guys want to make sure they send the seniors out right.
Yeah, there's no question. I mean, anytime you play your last game here at the Jones, which these guys are, it is emotional for the seniors. It's also very important for the young guys. You know, they got great respect for the seniors, what they've done here, what they've accomplished, and a lot of these guys, this will be their 4th bowl that they'll go to and accomplish a lot of things, and so it's important to send them out the right way.
When you think of these guys, what stands out the most to you now that it's going to be their last game, the seniors at the Jones?
Yeah, I mean, individually, it's a little different for each of them. I really don't want to get into like Ryan B, for example. You think of toughness, you think of number one, good players, some really good players in that bunch. Marcel Williams, all of them. I don't want to keep mentioning individual names, but we need to talk about all 18 of them, which we don't have time to do at this point. But, they all brought something different to the table. They all. Kids today, and I mean, a lot of kids don't hang in there and finish things. And the great thing about all 18 of them are graduating. I mean, they're all 18 going to walk out here with their degree, which is the most important thing because they might go to work sooner or later, and like we all have to do. So it'll be a lot easier on them because probably the most thing I'm proud of is that all 18 of those guys will walk out here with a college degree, which is huge.
Talking about you have a list, and you look at that list and you see 18 guys there, and just sort of reflect on each one's story and just like, wow, when they first hit campus. We were just talking to Chase a minute ago, and he said that you called him Beckley for a while until you figured out who he was.
They all have a story. I mean, I told Frankie Hernandez, as a betting man, when he walked in there, I never thought I'd see him be a senior, but here he is. That's what's great about being about coaching. You see guys that come in and they walk out here with a college degree. They walk out of here a grown man. And, again, there's example after example. Each of them have a story. They all are here for different reasons, and they're all really good stories. And when they finish your career by walking out with a college degree and finishing that last game, it's a special time as coaches and also players.
Is that when individually you think about them when you're at the 50 and you see, okay, here comes so-and-so, here comes so-and-so?
That's hard. I mean, that is an emotional deal, seeing them come out there for the last time. But good thing about this year, we got one more afterwards, so I get to see them one more time, or a couple more afterwards, so several afterwards, so I get a chance to see them again after this particular game. But it's always emotional as they walk everyone out, especially here for the last time, and I'm sure Saturday.
You've been around several senior groups. How unique is this one, just considering that the redshirt guys came in during a championship year, you went through 2016, and those guys that really stuck it out are those guys that are going to be walking off the field for the final time here on Saturday?
Like I said, kids today, I mean, gosh, you look, I don't get the numbers, but with these transfer rules or anything they got going right now, you look around the country and there's, I'm not gonna mention teams, but there's teams out there right now that have 23 plus players on transfer lists. I mean, it's crazy what's happening out there with these kids. And I don't think it's good at all. I think, number one thing I mentioned before, you talk about, the number one thing I think football and athletics in general teach these kids is overcoming adversity, which is the most important thing in life, not running from challenges and facing things head on, find a way to get through things, and that's what life's all about. And, these kids, these 18 have done that. We've had some ups, we've had some downs, we've had some great moments and had some not so great moments, but at the end of the day, they stuck it out and they overcame all the adversity that they faced, and they're walking out here with a college degree, and we got a lot of football left to play this year. We got to make sure we finish things the right way.
We talked to Malik yesterday, and he was humbled by what Chase Hancock has done for his career because they followed that similar path. And is that when things are going well as a program, as a coach, when you hear you know, some of those guys that are stepping into leadership, you know, positions, talk about the guys before them and how they've made their way?
Well, there's no question that helps tremendously, and you know, and especially when you got, you know, your seniors are playing their best football, which these guys are at this point, and you know, it's a good thing to have. And you know, anytime you know, I've always felt that the best football teams you can have are when your older kids take ownership in that team, and this is a group that's done that, and it'll be important to continue to do that for the rest of this year.
Now, UTSA, what, you know, they've struggled offensively the last 3 or 4 games, and it seems like your defense is starting to peak. What do you have to continue to do to make sure that they continue those struggles this week?
Well, I think they've had some, you know, they've had some issues at quarterback, you know, and they've played a couple different guys. You know, they had some injuries at that position, and you know, anytime you've got some anytime you're not consistent at the quarterback position, you struggle a little bit normally. You know, that's what's happened. But they've got some talented guys. I mean, you turn on that tape, and you know, I know you think I'm like this every week, but they got as good receivers as we've got in our league. I mean, just watch them. I mean, they're athletic. They've got running backs. You know, they've got the offensive line solid. The quarterback play has been a little inconsistent, but they've got talent at that position. So he's got to hope defensively that we can keep that quarterback, you know, under control and not let him start getting confidence and making plays. And you know, defensively they got maybe the top. You won't have to pronounce his name. I tried to get it earlier on. But that linebacker is a good player. The Mike Backer, he's all over the place. Steve will help me with that. But, he's a really good player, and they got like I say up front. They're one of their defensive linemen last year. He's gone now, thank goodness. But he's one of the top 10 players picked in the draft. So they got some good players back on defense, and we just got to make sure that we're prepared. We have a great week of preparation, and go out there and play really hard.
Well, no. For a struggling offense like what they've got, the thing that can help remedy that is if you give them short fields. And is that an emphasis this week? Don't turn the ball over. Don't make life easy on
That's
us.
an emphasis every week. You know, every time we've done that, we won. You know, and, last week was no exception. I mean, you look at the field position from that last week. We were talking in our meeting Monday morning that you know, just with our punt team versus their punt team, you know, we started like the plus 40-yard line, not exactly there, but they were like at the minus 19. So anytime you have that differential in your kicking game as far as field position is concerned, then it's going to help you offensively, no question. Shorter fields will help an offense anytime you can get that.
How much does it help not having to travel 2 weeks in a row?
Great. It's anytime you can play home, it's tremendous. And you know, fortunate for us, we've had a couple home games here back to back, which is great.
That doesn't really happen that often in CSA. So it seems like there's not really many streaks as far as home games.
Yeah, normally they try to alternate it, you know, but this, fortunately for us, we had a couple here back to back, and we'll take them.
The emotion. How do you keep a team from getting too amped up for a game like this? I know that, you know, obviously the ceremony's tomorrow. Devin's ceremony was on Sunday, and it being senior day, there's the ability there for too much emotion.
Well, you got to lock in. I mean, I thought our kids did a nice job of that. You know, I thought early on in that game this past week, you know, our defense came out, were on their heels a little bit, and a lot of that may have been with the emotion of, because after that first drive, I think they had 88 total yards or something offensively, so that, you know, they were able to adjust and come back from that. But you know, you got to go play. And I mean, there's a lot of you know, Sunday was a tough day with that. We've had a tough year here. I mean, with everything that's happened, and there's a lot of emotion. But we've got to, you know, just got to be prepared when your time comes to go play and go coach and take care of you. But you got a job to do. You know, I got a job to do as a head coach, and regardless of what all the responsibilities are during the week, when that foot hits the ball on Saturday, as coaches and players, we've got to be ready to go, because you don't want to get beat.
Yeah. As we get near the end of the season, you've been working in some guys, you know, taking advantage of the new redshirt rule. You're seeing some good things from them, or?
I am. I think it's a tremendous rule. I think it's a. You know, I love the rule to begin with, and as you guys have all seen, you know, I wish it was a rule just for first-year players. You know, I think if they would have said, you know what, let's make this redshirt rule for just first-year players, whether it be a junior college transfer or a freshman, you come in and you can plug those guys in. They get that's what it was meant for. But what's happened is now you've got guys that are third or fourth year players that are a big part of teams that are leaving in the middle of the year and leaving their teammates and doing all that for different reasons. But I think that was an unintended consequence that happened with this rule. But I think the way we've done it, with for example, Dalton Tucker got the opportunity to go in there and play 8 or 10 plays. That was huge for him. It keeps those guys going in practice, and it's going to help them with confidence. And you've seen Colvin go in there. You've seen Sam Burton early on play. only freshman that really, and I think maybe I said this before, but was Gilmore has played in every game, and he's playing really well. So that rule didn't affect him, but the rest of the freshmen will all affect those guys. They will not play more than 4 games. Thanks, guys.